Hi, I'm Paul Friedman. I'm the founder of the Marriage Foundation, and hopefully you're a subscriber. This topic, how to communicate better with your wife, is a great topic, but there's so many. If you're a subscriber, you will learn how to be married the right way because we're cutting edge. We've been doing this for over 20 years. Thousands of people have taken our courses, and you will benefit from everything you hear. And you will benefit from going further, reading the articles, buying one of the books, buying a course. These are all geared for one thing, to help you have an amazing marriage. So communication is a topic that we always cover because when I was doing this on the ground back in San Diego in early 2000s, virtually everyone who contacted me said the problem that they were having was communication. This is sort of like it covers everything. But the truth is, communication is a manifestation of what's going on between the two of you, and what should be going on between the two of you is much more important to talk about than what else might be. So when you got married because you fell in love and you wanted to be with your soulmate for the rest of your life. You wanted to be happy. You wanted to be happier. I'm going to go further. You wanted to be happier every single day than you were the day before. You wanted to feel love. You wanted to feel more love than you felt when you first discovered each other. You know, they call that infatuation, and it's kind of infatuation, but really it's the excitement of having found your soulmate after God knows how many incarnations of not being together. So here you are with your soulmate, and you're not having good communication. And a lot of it has to do with you and her not knowing each other as the other gender and the differences. I mean, sure, you know there's big differences and you could talk about some of them, but you don't realize how critically important it is to understand your wife as a female, to understand what is driving her. Now, all of us are driven by the same drive to survive. The survival instinct is innate in every single cell of our bodies, but we're not our bodies, are we? And it goes to our mind. We're not our mind. But what is happening is our bodies and our minds are driving our lives. And so we can use our minds. We're supposed to learn how to master our minds. And so we use our minds to understand each other. And we also use our minds to still it, to reduce its chatter, and pay attention through the eyes of love. Ultimately, that is how you communicate correctly with your wife, through love, through yourself. Remember, I mentioned the word soulmate. You're a soul, she's a soul. The soul is love, the soul is wisdom and consciousness, but we have turned our lives over to our minds, and our minds have been turned over without us knowing to our body's drive to survive. So we have to correct all of that. So I can give you tips of how to communicate better, and they are important, but they're not as important as this overarching truth that you should always communicate from your heart rather than your mind. Now, what does that mean? Okay, so your wife comes in, you're watching TV, and you keep watching TV. You might go, "Hey, honey, I'm in here." So, is that communicating from your heart? No, because that's not an expression of proactive love. That is an expression of, "I'm busy, but I'm here. Go do your thing. I'm doing mine." If you really want to communicate better, you would go, "Oh my God, my wife is home. Whatever her name is, she's home. I love her so much." And you get up, you shut the TV off, because no matter what you're watching, no matter whether it's in the middle or almost at the end, it is not as important to you as she is, right? But what happens is our mind makes us reprioritize things that we know to not be truth. The truth is your wife is more important than what happens at the very end. So you shut off the damn TV, you get up, and you walk over to her, and with a smile, you give her a hug. Honey, I missed you. You look so beautiful today. Wow, that is correct communication. But it originates in where? It originates in your heart. It originates in love. And that is what it's all about. So like if you were to take the course for men, and you probably don't need it, but you might. First place we start is mastering the mind. Why? Because that mind wants to kick your butt. It wants to tell you, no, she can wait. I just want to see the end of this. I just want to see this play. I just want to blah, 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 blah. I, the little I, represented in the mind, is all ego. Has nothing to do with her. And you got to shift. It's got to be all about her, and without it being a sacrifice. You know, we get people who take the course for men, and all they're looking for are things to do, changes to make. But it always boils back down to this one thing. You see, we're consciousness. As a human being, you are consciousness. I call it the soul, but it's still consciousness. That consciousness can operate on one of three planes. It can operate on the planes of I, me, mine. It's the most basic base plane of consciousness, where it's total survival. Those people who operate on no one operates in only one place. But the people who are really operating there almost exclusively are psychopaths. And they belong in prison because they're dangerous, because there's so much I, me, mine that they will kill, they will steal, they will do anything they can to preserve themselves. The second plane is more of a mundane plane. It's a mixture, to be sure. It definitely has a lot of survival stuff in there, but it's day-to-day stuff. The highest plane is the plane of love. The plane of love is the plane where you're manifesting as a channel of God coming right into creation. That's where the saints are operating from. And you can be a saint and should be a saint within your marriage. Then, when you do that, you will feel the joy that is innate to yourself, your higher self, the real you as a soul. You'll also be getting happiness just from the cause and effect of doing that. And more importantly, you will feel love. Love has to be cultivated. It doesn't just arrive at your doorstep. It isn't just something that occurs because the world is fighting it all the time. Because the world is a material world. The mind is a material mind. But the consciousness of love is very passive. It knows that in the end it wins out. So it doesn't push. But the mind, with the drive to survive, is constantly pushing, constantly pulling. And that's why you have to learn to master your mind. So that's it. That's how you communicate better with your wife. By being in love with her, desperately in love with her all the time. It works. So like this video, definitely be a subscriber to this channel. And if you're interested in being a TMF, marriage counselor, or whatever, where you can use our stuff to teach it to others, come to our website and learn how. God bless you. Thank you for visiting, and we'll see you again. God bless you.